Over the last 30 years, the population of the Indian city of Kolkata has doubled to around 14 million. Not surprisingly, this place has struggled to handle the fallout of rapid urbanization. Kolkata is home to some of the most challenging living conditions in the world. The city's railway stations and tracks are home to thousands of children, many addicted to sniffing glue. Some homeless youngsters here even have to sleep with a razor blade under their tongue for protection. Yet, in the face of such poverty and suffering, there is hope. Transworld Sport headed to Kolkata to find out more about a charity which was established in aid of the city's street children. It's called Future Hope and was set up by Englishman Tim Grandage in 1987.
At the time I was a young lad, I had a huge amount of energy, a huge amount of passion. And I was in a very powerful position. I was a bank manager. The wonderful thing about India is if you want to do something, you can do it. People always think of the negative sides of things in India, but I can do things here that I could never have done in the UK. And once you start doing that, and once you're getting a bit of success, and once you take children from the streets, you can see that actually, if you do put the energy into it, and you do put the determination, you can have a big effect.
It's estimated that 1 million people pass through Kolkata every day. Most use the various railway stations, and many unfortunate souls end up living on the platforms. Tim Grandage visits the stations every night to speak to the children found here and to offer them an alternative to sleeping rough. Many have experienced serious trauma in their lives, and so earning their trust can prove challenging.
Initially very hard, very suspicious, and there was one young boy at the time who thought that I was going to take him off and boil him up and send his skeleton off to Western medical schools. I mean, there was that crazy rumours going around at the time. I had a lot of hassles from the police, but I think what is brilliant in India is that people are trusting, and once they see that you're working well with children and you're doing a good job, it's become much easier.
Over the past 28 years, Future Hope has blossomed. Where once the kids slept in the living room of Tim's flat, the charity now has 6 homes where more than 200 former street children live in security and enjoy life. And the charity goes beyond providing a home. An attached school offers the children their first chance of an education.
We saw children coming off the streets and out of the busties as children with huge resilience, as children who had tremendous ability to survive the most awful consequences. And at the same time, those kids had a complete lack of self-confidence. On the streets, you're always seen to be the bad one, you're always pushed out, you're always made to feel small.
Here, as everywhere else, sport can play a huge motivational role in a child's development. It can help to bring out the skills and abilities that they possess and provide them with a structure to their lives. Future Hope has embraced using sport as a tool for social inclusion. Although it's not their aim to create stars, the growth in interest in some of the charity's sports programmes, such as rugby union, has helped Future Hope thrive. The rugby team play and practice on the Maidan, Kolkata's largest park. A huge rugby fan, Tim formed the team in 1989, and they haven't looked back since. They've won the Kolkata Cup, the most prestigious trophy for clubs in Kolkata, 5 times. And And a number of the Future Hope kids have even gone on to play for the Indian national rugby union team.
In Future Hope, we use sport a huge amount. Firstly, it gets all the aggressive energy out of you. The thing that you have to learn also is teamwork. If you're playing rugby and you're trying to score a try, you can't put the ball over the try line on your own. You need your mates there. You've got to pass it. You've got to get the scrum behind you. Therefore, you need to work as a team. On the streets, you don't work as a team. You're fighting for the last bit of food. You find that the older boys and the older girls get the food, and the little ones go without. In rugby, you all look after each other.
Mintu Mondal is a walking example of the positive impact that the charity has had. Mintu grew up in terrible conditions, but Future Hope transformed his life. Now a proud father of two, the 42-year-old is a certified rugby referee and recently officiated at the National Games of India.
If I couldn't come to Future Hopes, I don't know. I may be a criminal, maybe a dead man now, maybe a very sick man, maybe a pickpocketer.
Mintu was really one of the first youngsters who came off the streets. He was a wild kid. He was very playful. He was absolutely going nowhere. He lived in a rotten end of town, Kuala Bagan, and he's never really talked about it, but he had a horrible life on the streets. When he came to Future Hope, he came in, and the one great thing that he had a smile, and that's taken him miles. We brought him in, and I think from his point of view, living in Future Hope securely, looked after by responsible adults, really made the difference for him.
I love my country. I love my country. And I am proud. And I am proud of its rich. Of its rich. And very heritage. And very heritage. I shall always strive. I shall always strive.
Future Hope is funded solely by donations. As the number of children it's been able to help has grown, the need for more space and facilities has increased. With all the homes and the school at capacity, Tim has plans to expand with a new purpose-built facility on the outskirts of Kolkata.
A lot of people want to give you a new classroom or a science lab or a computer lab, but to try and fund the ongoing expenses, it is really tough. A few years ago, big corporates didn't want to give you money because unless you really had no money at all. Now the whole thing has gone the other way around. People say, unless you're sustainable, we don't want to give you money. We've actually got enough money to run Future Hope for the next 6 months.
Future Hope has been a resounding success story, and the hope is that it continues to improve the lives of countless Indian children for many more years to come.
When I grow up, I want to be a doctor.
When I grow up, I want to join the Indian Army.
When I grow up, I want to be a teacher.
When I grow up, I want to help the poor children of India.
We're immensely proud of all these youngsters. I mean, I came from quite a privileged background, and when I see the young people that we've taken and where they've come from, they've come from right here and have gone right up. And what they're achieving is incredible.
Teachers for Future Hope, hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray!
Subscribe now to our YouTube channel for the very best of Trans World Sports.